A quitter never wins and a winner never quits. Napoleon Hill's words are not just advice, they're a mirror for your life. Think about how many times you've almost started something great, but stopped halfway. You had a plan, a dream, even a glimpse of passion, yet somehow you paused, waited, or walked away. That's the quiet tragedy of procrastination. It doesn't feel like quitting, but it is. And deep down, you know it. You say you're not ready, but what you're really doing is stalling, postponing, hiding behind the illusion of preparation. You tell yourself you'll act when you feel more motivated, more confident, more sure. But here's the truth. Motivation doesn't come before action. Action creates motivation. Waiting for the right moment is the slowest form of quitting because that moment never arrives. Winners are not born ready, they become ready by refusing to quit. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve their wildest dreams while others give up at the first hint of difficulty, trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and regret? This question challenges the common belief that success is just about talent or luck, revealing instead that it's often about the invisible force of persistence. Today, we're diving into Napoleon Hill's powerful quote, "A quitter never wins and a winner never quits." Hill, inspired by his studies of successful figures like Andrew Carnegie, believed that true achievement comes from refusing to surrender, no matter the obstacles. Imagine a world where every setback feels like the end, where hesitation turns into a habit that steals your potential. This is the reality for many, as procrastination and fear erode resolve, leading to a life of unfulfilled dreams. Think about that friend who started a business but abandoned it after one rejection, or the artist who shelved their work due to a single critique. These stories aren't rare. They're echoes of a quitter's mindset, where doubt overrides determination. But what if we flip the script, recognizing that action, not perfection, is the key to breaking free? Hill taught that waiting for the perfect moment is a trap, a subtle form of quitting that keeps us stagnant. The need for change is urgent. Success demands we move from intention to execution, turning hesitation into momentum. So, what if your next step could be the one that defines you as a winner? Now, let's explore why you're not taking action and how this ties directly to Hill's philosophy. One major reason is waiting for motivation to strike, as if it were some magical force that appears out of nowhere. This belief is a quitter's illusion, where people delay starting a project until they feel like it, only to watch opportunities vanish. Hill called procrastination the enemy of progress, pointing out that relying on fleeting emotions leads to defeat. For instance, an aspiring entrepreneur might dream of launching a startup, but keeps postponing it, letting fear whisper excuses. This mindset reinforces a loser's mentality, where inaction becomes a comfortable habit. Another barrier is the failure to decide, that paralyzing indecision that keeps you stuck in limbo. Hill emphasized in Think and Grow Rich that definite decisions are the foundation of success, yet many hesitate, afraid to commit. Picture someone wanting to change careers, but endlessly weighing options, missing out on real progress and breeding regret. Indecision isn't neutral. It quietly transforms potential winners into quitters, eroding confidence over time. Then there's fear and uncertainty, those nagging voices that make you quit before you even begin. Hill knew that fear of failure is a mental barrier, one that only action can dismantle. Consider an athlete who drops out of training due to self-doubt, contrasting sharply with those who push through and triumph. These emotions create a cycle of defeat, where hesitation feels safer than the risk of trying. But here's the shift. The solution lies in immediate action, embracing Hill's belief that persistence creates its own energy. Taking action, even if it's imperfect, generates momentum that chases away doubt and builds real progress. Hill's principle that action cures fear rings true. Think of a writer who starts drafting despite insecurities and finds confidence growing with each word. Winners don't wait for motivation. They act first, letting it follow in their wake. Building decisiveness is crucial, as it's the hallmark of those who refuse to quit. Hill advised using autosuggestion and self-affirmation to make firm decisions quickly, like adopting a 5-minute rule to start tasks without overthinking. Imagine a scene where someone overcomes hesitation by simply choosing to move forward, turning a moment of doubt into a step toward victory. Practicing the first step is where it all begins. Take something small, like writing down a goal and committing to a 10-minute action today. This initial move differentiates winners from quitters, creating a habit of persistence that compounds over time. Now, let's talk about overcoming hesitation and fear, transforming them into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Facing fear head on is essential, as Hill advocated in his teachings on mental mastery. He drew from stories like Thomas Edison's, who persisted through thousands of failed experiments, viewing each as progress. When you act despite fear, hesitation melts away, replaced by a sense of empowerment. Learning through failure is another key. It's not an endpoint, but a vital teacher in the winner's journey. Hill shared tales of figures like Henry Ford, whose early business failures fueled his eventual success. Reframe failure as feedback, and you'll see how it builds resilience, turning potential quitters into unstoppables. Cultivating self-discipline is the true engine of persistence, aligning with Hill's view that it's the bridge to accomplishment. Unlike temporary motivation, discipline sustains you through tough times, defining winners who train daily while quitters falter. Hill stressed that self-discipline turns goals into reality, as seen in athletes who maintain routines regardless of how they feel. Building positive habits is the next step. Start with simple routines, like waking up early to tackle your biggest challenge first. These habits create momentum, preventing the slip into quitting and fostering long-term success. You could even script a daily affirmation routine, reminding yourself of Hill's wisdom to stay committed. Developing a clear vision and goals is what keeps you directed, preventing the drift that leads to giving up. Hill taught that crystal clear goals act as a compass, motivating action and sustaining progress through adversity. Just as Andrew Carnegie's vision for steel production drove his persistence, your defined objectives can fuel your resilience. Without them, it's easy to quit at the first obstacle, but with them, you're equipped to keep going. To make this practical, define specific, measurable goals and break them into actionable steps, like creating a success plan with timelines. This process ensures that winners stay committed, turning vague aspirations into tangible achievements. As we wrap up, let's reaffirm the core idea. Motivation and success follow action, not the other way around. Remember Hill's quote, "A quitter never wins and a winner never quits." It's a reminder that persistence is the ultimate differentiator. Think of a story of transformation, where someone shifts from hesitation to action, embodying Hill's teachings and claiming their victory. Quitting leads to stagnation, but winning through persistence opens doors to a fulfilling life. Now, it's your turn. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it by taking one small step today. Commit to that action, whether it's starting a new habit or pursuing a long-delayed goal. By doing so, you're choosing to be a winner, breaking free from the chains of doubt and hesitation. Imagine the emotional high of progress, the pride in overcoming what once seemed insurmountable. Hill's philosophy isn't just words. It's a call to live boldly, to persist until you succeed. So, ask yourself again, are you ready to stop quitting and start winning? The power is in your hands. Take it and watch your life transform. Remember, every winner was once a beginner who refused to quit. Napoleon Hill's words ring true. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. This timeless principle, born from his studies of titans like Andrew Carnegie, reveals that success is built on unyielding persistence. Imagine standing at the edge of your dreams, only to let fear pull you back into the shadows of inaction. Procrastination whispers excuses, eroding your resolve like waves wearing down a rock. Hesitation becomes a habit, turning potential victories into forgotten regrets. We've all felt that sting, the project abandoned halfway, the goal set aside for later. But Hill teaches us that waiting is the quitter's trap, a cycle that leads only to stagnation and defeat. True winners break free by embracing action as their guiding force. In a world full of obstacles, it's not the strongest who prevail, but those who refuse to surrender. So, ask yourself, what if your next step could shatter the chains of doubt and propel you toward triumph? Often, we wait for motivation to strike like lightning, hoping it will ignite our path forward. Yet, this reliance on fleeting feelings is a sure sign of the quitter's mindset. Hill warned that procrastination is the enemy of progress, a thief that steals opportunities in the night. Picture the entrepreneur who dreams of launching a business but delays, waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years, and suddenly the chance is gone, lost to indecision. This pattern reinforces failure, making winners into quitters without them even realizing it. Indecisiveness paralyzes us, turning clear ideas into murky doubts. Hill emphasized in Think and Grow Rich that definite decisions are the bedrock of achievement. Consider someone yearning to change careers, knowing the steps needed, yet frozen by uncertainty. Without commitment, that dream fades, replaced by the regret of what could have been. Fear creeps in next, whispering tales of failure and uncertainty that echo in our minds. It's the voice that says, "What if you can't finish? What if you're not good enough?" Hill knew fear as a mental barrier, one that only action can dismantle. Think of the athlete who drops out of training, convinced a single setback means defeat. In that moment, they've chosen the quitter's path, surrendering before the real battle begins. The solution lies in immediate action, the antidote to the poison of hesitation. Hill's principle is clear. Action cures fear and builds unstoppable momentum. Don't wait for perfection. Start now, even if it's messy or incomplete. A writer facing self-doubt might begin with just one sentence, and from there, confidence flows. Winners understand that motivation follows action, not the other way around. Building decisiveness means making firm choices without delay, rejecting the quitter's hesitation. Hill advocated for autosuggestion, using affirmations to strengthen your resolve. Try this. Set a simple rule. Whenever doubt arises, commit to action within 5 minutes. Imagine a character in your story standing at a crossroads, choosing boldly to move forward. That first decisive step transforms hesitation into progress, proving you're no quitter. Now, practice taking that initial step, no matter how small, to differentiate yourself from the crowd. Hill broke it down. Goals are conquered one manageable piece at a time. Start with something simple, like jotting down one goal and dedicating 10 minutes to it today. This habit of persistence turns quitters into winners, creating a ripple effect of achievement. Overcoming hesitation and fear is where true transformation begins. Hill taught that facing fear head-on erodes its power, turning it into a stepping stone. Look to Thomas Edison, who endured thousands of failures yet persisted, refusing to quit. Each setback was a lesson, not an endpoint, fueling his path to invention. Winners embrace failure as feedback, learning from it rather than retreating. In your own life, reframe that fear. Let it drive you forward, not hold you back. Self-discipline emerges as the engine of persistence, the key hill that bridges goals and success. It's not about temporary motivation. It's about daily commitment that outlasts challenges. Contrast the disciplined athlete, training rigorously every day, with the quitter who gives up at the first sign of fatigue. Building positive habits is essential, routines that anchor your progress and prevent surrender. Hill suggested starting with small, consistent actions, like tackling your toughest task first thing in the morning. Make it interactive. Script a daily affirmation, repeating, I am disciplined, I persist. Over time, these habits build an unbreakable resolve, turning you into the winner you were meant to be. Developing a clear vision and goals provides the direction that keeps quitters from straying. Hill stressed in Think and Grow Rich that definite aims fuel resilience during tough times. Just as Andrew Carnegie's vision for steel production drove his empire, your goals can light your way. Without them, you're adrift, easy prey to hesitation and defeat. Start by defining specific, measurable objectives. Break them into steps with timelines and milestones. Create a success plan. Write it down, track your progress, and adjust as needed. This clarity ensures that when obstacles arise, you push through, embodying the winner's spirit. In conclusion, remember Hill's profound truth. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. Motivation and success aren't gifts that fall from the sky. They're the rewards of relentless action. Today, take that one small step. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it now and step into your power. Embrace persistence and watch as your life transforms from one of regret to one of triumphant victory. Napoleon Hill's timeless words echo through the ages. A quitter never wins and a winner never quits. This profound insight, drawn from his studies of titans like Andrew Carnegie, reveals that persistence is the bedrock of all achievement. Imagine standing at the edge of your dreams, only to let fear pull you back into the shadows of inaction. Procrastination isn't just a delay. It's a silent thief stealing your potential, one hesitant moment at a time. Think of the entrepreneur who sketches a brilliant business idea but shelves it, waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. That moment of hesitation is the first step toward becoming a quitter, trapping you in a cycle of regret and unfulfilled ambition. But Hill teaches us that true winners break free by embracing action over endless contemplation. The emotional toll of quitting builds like a storm, eroding your confidence and leaving you adrift in a sea of what-ifs. We've all felt it, the weight of doubt pressing down, whispering that it's easier to give up than to push forward. Yet, in Hill's philosophy, waiting for motivation is a fool's game, a trap that keeps quitters stagnant while winners surge ahead. Consider the writer staring at a blank page, paralyzed by the fear of imperfection, ultimately abandoning their story unfinished. This reliance on fleeting emotions undermines the very essence of success, turning potential victories into forgotten dreams. Hill reminds us that procrastination is the enemy of progress, a mindset that must be confronted head-on. Indecisiveness acts as another chain, binding you to the quitter's path where opportunities slip through your fingers like sand. Picture the professional who dreams of a career change but hesitates, allowing fear to dictate their future instead of decisive action. In Hill's world, a definite decision is the spark that ignites the fire of achievement, transforming hesitation into momentum. Without it, regret festers, reinforcing the cycle that defines quitters and leaves winners to claim the rewards. Fear and uncertainty loom large, casting shadows over even the brightest aspirations, making quitting seem like the safer choice. An athlete, for instance, might drop out of training due to self-doubt, convinced that failure is inevitable rather than temporary. Hill counters this with the truth that fear is merely a mental barrier, one that crumbles under the weight of persistent action. Now, shift your focus to the solution. Immediate action is the antidote that turns quitters into unstoppable forces. As Hill declared, action cures fear, generating a wave of energy that propels you forward, even when the path seems unclear. Take the writer who finally puts pen to paper, imperfections and all, and watches as confidence blooms with each word. Winners don't wait for motivation. They create it through movement, letting their actions speak louder than their doubts. Building decisiveness starts with a simple commitment. Make firm choices without delay, rejecting the quitter's hallmark of indecision. Hill's advice on autosuggestion can help. Repeat affirmations like, I act now, to train your mind for swift decisions. Imagine a scene where a character, facing a crossroads, takes a deep breath and chooses boldly, shattering the chains of hesitation. Practicing that first step is crucial. It's the small action that separates winners from those who never begin. Hill emphasized breaking goals into manageable pieces, so start with something simple, like jotting